Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a Whirlpool or Maytag washing machine that has this style of agitator or wash plate as they call it, and is shaking a lot. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so as I mentioned, this video is going to be applicable to pretty much any sort of Whirlpool, Kenmore, or Maytag washing machine that has this sort of wash plate slash impeller. So that's how it looks right there. And basically what it's doing, it's bouncing around like crazy. So there's two main causes of the bounce. One is either the suspension rods are bad, or the second one is that the inner tub is stripped. And I'm going to show you a quick method you could use to differentiate the two. So if you have a wash plate washer like this, you just want to grab the outer tub like so, and then the inner tub, you just want to rock it back and forth and see how much movement it has. If you notice on this one, it's got quite a bit of wobble right here, and that's because the transmission has pretty much eaten away at the tub bushing. And so this is caused, so in the past this would mean you have to replace the tub, but there's a new product out there that we're going to be using in this video that I'm going to show you how to repair this by replacing the bushing and the hub. So there is a repair for this out there. Now, if you do this and you realize that there's not any wobble or not any play, then most likely it's your suspension rods. And if that's the case, don't worry, because I do have a video on that as well, and I'll just link that in the description so you can immediately click on that video and go to that one. But in this one, we're going to be resolving the shaky washer by replacing the hub and the tub bushing. So let's get to it. First thing we're going to do is we'll get a flat blade screwdriver, just pop off the top. We're going to remove the 11mm bolt that's holding the wash plate slash impeller on. Now the next part is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, which is removing the wash plate. So this was going to vary depending on exactly how old your machine is and how much buildup it has inside of it. So if you can't get it out, I suggest soaking it in WD-40 overnight and then just keep on trying. So what I basically like to do is I grab it like this and just keep pulling up and repeating that process until it finally comes out. There's a variety of different techniques as well. Another one I've had some success with in the past is getting an old dryer belt. I mean, obviously it has to be intact, but just kind of sliding it underneath here and then yanking on it to try to get it up. But these can be difficult, but as you just saw, this was mighty easy. All right, so with the wash plate out of the way, we're going to remove the hub. We'll also be replacing this as well, but there are some people out there who swear that just replacing the hub solves this issue. Well, that's kind of a temporary fix, because over time that new hub's going to go bad as well, and you'll have to replace another one like 2 or 3 months later. I've had people tell me in the comment section that they've gone through 5 hubs. Well, this is why, because your tub is pretty much worn out or stripped out. Anyways, to remove the hub is really simple. We're just going to take this clip off with a flat blade screwdriver and just remove the 6 screws. So we're going to come to the back of the washer and remove these 3 screws. So there's one right here, and the other one on the opposite side, and the third one right here for the pressure plate cover of the washer right here. So once you remove that, this whole cover will come off, so don't worry too much about that. So with the 3 screws removed, we're going to lift the top up. In order to do that, first we're going to pull it towards ourselves, then pull it up. So like that, and then up, and then just go ahead and lean it up against the wall. All right, so with the lid lifted up, we're going to be removing this little plastic piece that goes all the way around the outer tub. This basically acts as a device to keep things from going over the top of the inner tub and getting stuck in the drain pump or something like that. Basically, to do that, you just got to push down on this while undoing the clips all the way around this piece. So you got to push down at the same time, kind of pull up on the clips. So theoretically now we should be able to just lift this tub right out of there. All right, with the tub out, we're gonna have to flip it over. And then use a 15/16 inch socket to beat the old basket bushing out. Then I'm just going to use this scrubbing pad to clean up the surfaces around the bushing and also the transmission shaft. All right, so here is the game changer. This is the new basket bushing. Now, this was sent to me by New Appliances. This was made by Scott and his team, and he sent this back to me like maybe 5 or 6 months back, but I was a little bit tentative to use it because I didn't really know how well it would hold up, so I just waited until like the testimonies came in of a lot of different appliance technicians, and everybody seemed to pretty much love it. So I thought, hey, let's give it a test. So that's why I'm using it now, and that's why I'm kind of endorsing it in this video, is because of how successful it's been, not just for me, but for a multitude of different people. So anyways, I will link where to get this basket bushing in the bottom of this, in the description of this video, so you don't, so you know where to get it. It's really cheap, and it's a lot cheaper, I should say, than having to replace the tub, and obviously a lot cheaper than having to replace the washing machine, which is pretty much the only 2 solutions to this problems prior to this basket bushing. All right, to install it, all we're going to do is set it into the tub with the tub facing in this direction now. So we hammered it out from the back, but to install it, we're going to go from the front and just set it into the grooves of the basket. And then just push down with our hand as far as we could go. And then after that, we're going to take like 1.5 inches. This is 1.5 inch ABS, but you can use PVC, and to just hammer it until it's flush with the surface. So the bushing has now been completely installed. You want the bushing to be flush with this portion of the tub, otherwise the hub is not going to fit right. So you want to be flush with this. So after doing this, I think the best way to do that is get 1.5 inch pipe, but make sure the pipe is longer than the length of the tub, so it's kind of out here. So I would need another, 1.5 feet or so. Then it's a lot easier to hammer it while it's outside than reach inside trying to hammer it, and that was my big issue. So I had to get creative with a block of 2x4 and whatnot, but a longer 1.5 inch pipe would do the trick. All right, next we're going to go ahead and just put the tub back onto the transmission shaft. So to get this thing fully seated, you may have to make something like this. So this is around like 30 inches of ABS pipe. It's 1.5 inches wide, and I just put this PVC cap on it. Don't ask why I didn't get the ABS cap, it's because it's like twice as expensive. So basically, you're just gonna put this pipe onto the bushing, then give it a couple of smacks to make sure it's seated properly. Now, it may take a few good swings of the hammer to get that basket to sit properly, so beware of that. Alright, so it should look something like that when it has been properly seated. So next what we're going to do is we're going to be just reinstalling a new hub. The hubs are readily available, and I'll just make it so that it pops up around this time in the video, so you can just click on the link and get the hub. Because most of the time the hub also goes bad, and while we're already got everything open, let's go ahead and replace it. They're usually like 15 bucks or so. So to put them on, it's pretty simple. Just line up the holes, put on the screws, and then just clip in the clip right through here. So let's do that. And just to show you, if you grab the inner tub right here and the outer tub and try to pull on it, there's hardly any play after that new bushing and hub have been installed. Alright, let's go ahead and put the wash plate on, and then don't forget the little spacer, plastic spacer between the two tubs, and to put the top back down and the 3 screws in the back, and give this thing a test run. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and put the top back down and put the 3 screws on in the back, along with the cover of the pressure hose. So once we got the top down, you just want to push it back to lock it in, then put the screws back on. So I've got the washing machine hooked up to my test station over here. Got it loaded up with a fairly heavy load of laundry, and it's currently on the spin cycle right here. And as you can probably tell, it's not walking itself across the garage or shaking like crazy. I did bypass the lid switch so I can take a look at what's going on. As you can tell, it is spinning away as it should. So if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.